Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So, Trump and his allies are having serious buyer's remorse with JD Vance. I mentioned recently, Vance is, well, they both are, but Vance is definitely an extremist when it comes to a bunch of issues like abortion, LGBTQ rights, a lot of things that are really majoritarian issues nowadays, things that used to be 50-50 issues, but now clearly the public is not on the Republican side. Um, and we've all seen, we know Trump has been trying to distance himself from the whole Roe versus Wade disaster, which he set in motion, to be clear, with his Supreme Court picks. So it came as kind of a surprise when he chose Vance because of all of Vance's political landmines. He is the poster child for sexism and xenophobia. And, case in point, here's what he told Tucker Carlson a while back. Here's how he feels about women.
We're effectively run in this country via the Democrats, via our corporate oligarchs, by a bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices that they've made, and so they want to make the rest of the country miserable too. And it's just a basic fact. You look at Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, AOC, the entire future of the Democrats is controlled by people without children. And how does it make any sense that we've turned our country over to people who don't really have a direct stake in it?
So Vance is clearly a liability to Trump, especially with female voters. And he also brought nothing to the table, electorally speaking, because Trump is already likely to win Ohio, so Vance didn't add to the ticket in that way as other candidates would have. According to an article in The Atlantic, though, Trump made the decision to go with Vance because he was at that point 100% certain that he was going to win. It was after his shooting. It was when Biden was flailing. Everybody was trying to push Biden out. Now that Biden has dropped out of the race, they're saying, yeah, we're not quite so sure anymore. And so his allies are now thinking he should have gone with somebody else, someone who could have appealed to independents and to moderates. That is definitely not Vance. He is all MAGA, right? So it's, Trump and JD Vance are one and the same. And so this article says, quote, "The selection of Ohio's Senator JD Vance as Trump's running mate, campaign officials acknowledged, was something of a luxury meant to run up margins with the base in a blowout rather than persuade swing voters in a nail biter." Whoops. And then over on Twitter, the author of that piece, which is Tim Alberta, he said he spoke with some Trump campaign officials after Biden's announcement, and they were second guessing their decision to put him on the ticket. They should be worried too, because Harris is continuing to smash fundraising records. Volunteers are coming out of the woodwork. 58,000 people, they said, have signed up to volunteer for her campaign just since Sunday. They couldn't get people to volunteer with Biden as the nominee. And on Monday night, there was another virtual event. It was a group called Win with Black Men. I told you guys earlier about the one that they did with Win with Black Women. On this Win with Black Men call, they had 53,000 people on this call, and they raised another $1.3 million. And the organizer said 50% of that is going to go directly to Harris' campaign, and then the other half is going to be used to get Black men out to vote. Also, Harris' campaign announced they raised more than $100 million as of today. So that is record-breaking. That is record-breaking for any candidate within a 48-hour period of time. And by the way, that comes from 1.1 million people who've donated. And then on top of that, they have all these big dollar donors who now have pledged another $150 million. So they're set cash-wise. Now, does that always make the difference? No. I mean, we saw in Hillary Clinton's case that she had way more money than Donald Trump. She had the name recognition, and yet she lost. I'm going to talk about that in another video that's coming up today, and why people shouldn't, draw a correlation between the two. But anyway, and I should point out too, 62% of the donors who have now sent him money in the past 48 hours, they're first-time donors. So these are people who have not sent in money to any campaign, to Biden's campaign in this election cycle. So enthusiasm has shot through the roof, which we didn't have before. And the Democrats, definitely, they have the momentum, they have excitement. Trump, on the other hand, he has JD Vance, who's out there insulting female cat owners, right? JD Vance, who said the government should track women's movements to make sure that we're not leaving our states to get an abortion elsewhere. He literally said that he would be open to that. He also said, as I mentioned before, women should stay in abusive relationships for the children. Yeah. He also, in so many ways wants to take our country back to like the 1800s. I mean, the guy is just, yeah, he's despicable. He really is. Trump could not have picked a worse person. I mean, I can't imagine picking someone more extreme than if he had picked like Marjorie Taylor Greene or Matt Gaetz. I mean, it's that bad. It's that level of bad. Not a good choice. Anyway, I will let you all know if I hear any more. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.